You've probably seen this new ad from Jaguar. Currently, it has over 160 million views on Twitter, another 7 million on Instagram and YouTube. It's gotten people pretty riled up. But for Jaguar, this is actually a good thing. Let me explain. Jaguar has attempted one of the boldest rebrands in the last decade. They deleted every single previous post on their socials, changed their profile picture, and then dropped this ad.
Reverse psychology is an awesome tool. I don't know if you guys know about it, but...
Now, there's a lot of problems with this ad. They didn't show any new vehicles or explain any sort of context around what this rebrand will entail, besides some catchphrases that frankly come off as confusing. But maybe worst of all is they showed a couple glimpses of what their new logo looks like, and it's been met with a lot of criticism. It's a bold move from them, especially during this current climate, one where consumers will digitally grab their pitchforks to express contempt over things they don't agree with. Look, in my opinion, this ad was pretty terrible, but not because it was woke. It's because it didn't show anything of substance. It had confusing messaging and fell into this new wave of minimalistic graphic design. I think Jaguar used to have one of the coolest logos ever. I mean, your brand is named after an apex predator. That should be a slam dunk. Replacing the cat with two J's? I just don't get it. I mean, I think I understand why, which I'll get to in a moment, but I just disagree with it being a good idea. Now, if you showed this ad to someone who had no idea what Jaguar was, they would most likely think this was an ad for a high-end fashion label like Gucci or something. However, from a marketing perspective, this ad was actually extremely successful, at least for now. It got people talking about Jaguar for the first time in, I don't know, maybe ever. And there's an old saying, it doesn't matter if they love you or hate you. All that matters is that they're watching. Now, in order to understand why they even felt the need to drastically rebrand their vehicles, we need to go back to 1923. I'm just kidding. We don't need a whole history lesson for this. But what we do need to understand is that Jaguar has been a declining brand for the last decade. Jaguar is owned by Tata Motors, an Indian automotive company that acquired Jaguar and Land Rover from Ford back in 2008 for $2.3 billion. Tata Motors is part of the Tata Group, which is one of India's largest conglomerates. Jaguar Land Rover, or JLR for short, comprises four main brands: Jaguar, Range Rover, Defender, and Discovery. I should clarify, it's Jaguar that's been struggling over the years. Declining sales and vehicle deliveries have prompted this pivot, but JLR as a whole has been doing well. In fact, they just posted their 8th consecutive profitable quarter. The profitability is largely thanks to Land Rover, especially their Range Rover and Defender models. But in 2021, Jaguar announced they would be overhauling all of their new vehicles to be electric by 2025. Well, here we are. It's almost 2025, and the overhaul has begun. Jaguar is rumored to be completely changing their target audience here as well, by trying to make their cars more like Bentley or Rolls-Royce. You know, vehicles for the ultra-wealthy that abundantly make the statement, we are not just a luxury vehicle, we are not your average person's car. Now, I think most of us can agree that this ad doesn't necessarily signal to their target audience, but to me, it's way more about getting people talking about the brand, especially before their big reveal for their new cars on December 2nd in Miami. Now, ultimately, the big test is what will this do to their numbers? People can complain all day long on social media, but that doesn't always have a direct impact on a company's sales. So what will be really interesting to see is if they actually do succeed here.